Hey everyone, in this video we are going to go over how we set up our shortcuts buttons right here, 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to go over how to do that and then what I have mine set up as and why. So stay tuned, I think you'll get some good useful info out of it. Before we get started, be sure to check out the gpsstore.com. They definitely help out the channel this year, and I sure would appreciate it if you would pay them a visit. Black Friday is coming up. The holiday seasons are coming up. It's a great time to purchase a fish finder or any other marine electronics. So be sure to give them a shout and check them out. I'll leave a link down below. Let's go ahead and get started. So if you're looking on this one, you can see I have my fishing chart set as my #1 hotkey. So if I hit this #1, it'll go to my fishing chart. And to show how we go about changing those, all we're going to do is hold these buttons down. I'm going to go ahead and set this one. This is my clear view that I've got in simulator mode right now. I'm going to go ahead and set it as my #2. And I'll do that just by holding down 2. And you'll see it'll say page save to shortcut key 2. We'll just hit OK there. And now if I go out, let's say go back into my charts. If I hit this 2 now, you'll see it'll go to that sonar. So that's how you set those. You just hit them hold down the button there. Hold it down for a couple of seconds and then it'll change it. All right, let's go over how I've got mine set up and then I'll explain why I've got them set up that way. All right, so the way I've got mine set up is I have my chart set up as #1. Let me zoom out just a little bit. I'm in simulator mode because I'm in my garage and it just shows a little bit better for video's sake. But I've got my chart set at #1, basically because that's usually my starting area. And so just in my mind, starting out with #1 as my chart, that's where I have that. I'll have my chart going and obviously my depth going here when I first get to the lake. And I use this pretty much exclusively until I get to my first fishing spot. Once I get to my fishing spot, I'll usually go ahead and go to the side view, unless that's a familiar spot that I'm already familiar with. Okay, so I have my side view saved as #2 here. And the reason for that is because if I'm going to an area that I'm not real familiar with, side view is going to give me the biggest range of field, I would say, or biggest field of view in order to start looking for structure and that type of thing. Now, if it's at a lake that I've already familiar with, then I may not go right to it, but typically I'll go from my map to the side view. Now, obviously you can use the map and the side view together, especially if you have a bigger screen. This is a 106 SV. I don't know if it's quite big enough to use together like that, but you certainly can do it. I don't typically do it that often unless I'm already familiar with the spot that I'm looking for and I know I have it marked on my map and then I'm just looking for it on one of these views. For #3, I've got my down view, or what they call clear view for Garmin. And the reason for that is once I typically use the map to get to a location, then use the side view to search, in that wide range for structure, I'll then mark it on side view, which I've shown how to do in other videos on how to mark waypoints. And then I'll go into clear view like this, down view, however you want to call it, and get a more refined picture or refined version, trying to narrow down where exactly that structure is, verify it is what I'm looking for. So for instance, if I saw it was a brush pile on side view, I'd then go into clear view here and verify that it's what I'm actually looking for. And then for my #4, I've just got a combination here of the map and down view. And the reason I've done that is because I'll typically make my waypoints on side view and then go either into down view or this configuration so I can make sure I know I'm going over the waypoint I just marked, and then verifying it on this screen as well. Now you can also change this screen to say side view and clear view over here, and that would be another way to be able to verify what you're looking for. And then one other suggestion that I would have is I don't typically do it on this one, but at my front one, I could have Panoptics or Live Scope set as the #4 one, because that would even be a better way to verify it as well. But it's all about verifying the structure and verifying what I'm looking for, what I'm seeing on side view, verifying it with clear view, making sure I'm in the right place with the map. And that's the reason I have mine set up the way that I do, based on, it's actually a system that I've got going on here. And that's just the way that I use them. So again, I've got my map set at number 1 because that's what I use first. I've got my side view set at number 2 because that's typically what I'm going to use next. Number 3, I've got my clear view when I'm trying to narrow down on that piece of structure. And then number 4, I've got that combination. And again, you set those up just by holding this button down. But that's how I've got mine set up. I hope that's useful info to you. That's it for this video. Be sure to check out the gpsstore.com. Again, be sure to get that colon cancer screening. Again, this is Rob with Instinct Bass, and trust your gut, and I'll see you on the water.